Okay guys, please don't bully me too hard for this. I needed my hands free. Hi again guys, LeBron Foot Fungus here, and the dawn of the final day, also known as Christmas Eve, is drawing ever closer, looming on the horizon like a stalker peering into your window. To celebrate that scary-faced moon coming ever closer to destroying the planet and causing humanity to go extinct, I figured it's the perfect time to talk about Sprite Cranberry. And this time I'm gonna do my best to make the funny meme video on my own without asking for reason so you guys won't yell at me. I said I was gonna try and make the video on my own so you guys don't yell at me for trying to extort content out of you. Give me a second, I gotta drink. Now the Sprite Cranberry meme is a good meme, a great meme, a meme that has massive popularity on TikTok, which makes it the exact opposite of all those other things I just said it was. And I found out today while writing this video that it's actually not a meme that started this Christmas season, but in fact an internet funny that comes from the fabled times of old. The year 2017. Maybe I am really behind the meme, because I don't know jack shit about the memes I look at until I go to knowyourmeme.com. Speaking of behind the meme, you guys should help me get closer to what his sub count is and click that subscribe button so I can reach 500,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I'm really trying to hit it and I know it's gonna be hard, but I want to go for it anyways because fuck me. But if you guys are new and enjoying the video so far, it would be much appreciated if you subscribed. I put a cake PNG image on screen that still doesn't have the background keyed out yet, as a token of my appreciation to any of you bastards out there who actually subscribe. But back to the Sprite Cranberry meme not being an abomination that took off until a year after it was originally conceived. If you look at the Google Trends shit for the search term Sprite Cranberry, which the fact that this is a commonly searched term on Google is cursed on its own, but we can see that there were small little blips every few Decembers around Christmas time. There was a slightly bigger boy blip during Christmas 2017 when the original LeBron James Sprite Cranberry commercial came out. And like the boner that God had that pierced through the bottom of the Earth's crust creating Mount Everest, this year the search interest skyrocketed to, well, the sky. To start us off into our dive in Sprite Cranberry memes, I'm not going to start at the beginning of the meme itself, but rather a callback to some of the earliest memes ever. The shit top text bottom text memes, like this one right here. Drug dealers in 2018. Hey kid, want a Sprite Cranberry? Don't worry lads, it hurt me more to read it than it did for you to hear it. I'm gonna take a guess that this meme was either made ironically by one of us young cats as a funny, though if it was, whoever made it neglected to add several deep fried filters before posting the meme, or alternatively, it was made by a boomer 40-year-old teacher going through their midlife crisis who saw some kids making Sprite Cranberry jokes in the school cafeteria. Comment which of the two you think it was in the comments below. I'll reveal the winners never because y'all can eat a dick, that's why. Going back to some of the earlier iterations of the Sprite Cranberry Sheck West Mo Bamba themed fuckfest, we have this gem from 2017. Back where the whole asking if you want a Sprite Cranberry thing first started. Back in those days, LeBron James would viciously break into your house and quote-unquote kindly offer you a Sprite Cranberry. He would do this while simultaneously holding a knife to your cat's throat while he just chills there, unaware that he might be about to lose 7 of his 9 lives. Of course, that's just a little bit of comedic hyperbole on my end. LeBron James would never take 7 of your cat's lives just because you didn't accept the Sprite Cranberry. He's gonna take all of them. Somehow it worked. It's in the sleep. But this want a Sprite Cranberry meme, derived from the original commercial, which finds its humble beginning so long ago, forms the basis of one of the ironic poisons that infects the minds of our youth on TikTok to this day. And we must look deeper if we hope to find the true meaning and purpose of the Sprite Cranberry. And perhaps along the way, we might discover the true link between the sicko mode and the Sprite Cranberry that made itself known to us in the last video. It's sicko mode time. I'm not entirely sure where the drink's going inside of my hoodie body, but it ain't falling out. Ever since the hidden potential of the Sprite Cranberry was discovered, there have been entire religions and cultures formed on the foundation of Sprite Cranberry. They have used clever marketing tactics and propaganda disguised as memes designed to make people gradually detach themselves more and more from the worldly connections till they fully dedicate themselves to the Cranberry Sprite. So pretty much just the definition of a cult. Here's an example of the propaganda if you're lost. Girlfriend has mood swings, no good according to this meme. Can't touch her without consent, apparently that's a bad thing. Makes you thirsty, that's another no-no according to this meme. And lastly, LeBron James doesn't even know her. And I can't really argue with that one. He probably doesn't know your girlfriend, and if he did, she probably ain't your girlfriend anymore. Now the Cranberry Sprite cult's argument for why Sprite Cranberry is better than having a girlfriend goes a little something like this. Sprite Cranberry has no emotions, touch it all you want, it won't care, quenches your thirst, and it seems, most importantly, it's sponsored by LeBron James. Now there is a lot of subliminal messaging in this little meme disguised propaganda. Most of it is found in the Sprite Cranberry section, but let's quickly analyze the girlfriend section before I get called a virgin in a massive pussy for not doing it? The answer is that it's trying to make you not get or to not stay in a relationship with a girlfriend if you've already had one, so you have one less thing tying you to the outside world and away from Sprite Cranberry. That's it. It's completely straightforward, and now it's cranberry cult examination time. The Sprite Cranberry section of this propaganda centers around the first point they listed. It has no emotions. The two after that are just things that tie into the first one. So if you only remember one thing from this video, let it be that Sprite Cranberry is cold and unfeeling, and it has no capacity to care for anything. Touch it all you want. It won't care. It's exactly as I said. The Sprite Cranberry has no care for not just you touching it, but for anything. Sprite Cranberry spiritual leaders will try to have you believe that this is not true, and that the holy can will always have you in its heart. But the reason it does not care if you touch it is the same reason it doesn't care for anything else. Because it can't. See, it's funny because you can get Sprite Cranberry in a can, and I said can't, which is like can with a T on the end. Fuck you. The quenches your thirst bit is another reference to it being cold, except they're trying to frame it in the context of it being cool as in a refreshing soft drink, which truthfully it is. But it's also a subtle nod to the cold, uncaring nature of the can itself, not just its literal physical properties. The last bit of this meme, though, the sponsored by LeBron James, is the one thing that isn't directly hinting at the true nature of the Sprite Cranberry. The LeBron James mention is to bring attention to the figurehead of the Sprite Cranberry movement. Much in the way that Tom Cruise is the public face of Scientology, LeBron James is the personification of the Sprite Cranberry. You know, other than being significantly less evil than Scientology, and I can actually believe that he is a human being that exists in this reality, unlike Tom Cruise. As long as I have to remember that his center tooth is a thing that exists, I will always believe he is just CGI created by aliens. Moving away from the jokingly occult stuff before I get a class action lawsuit brought against me by either Sprite's, LeBron James, Tom Cruise's, or Scientology's legal teams. It might just be all of them, actually. It's back to the lighthearted memes where we talk about things that are only funny and not dangerous at all. I mentioned last time that I got a bunch of tweets sent to me of the Sprite Cranberry can with sicko mode plastered onto it. It was pretty clean if I do say so myself. Something I cannot say for this hole in the space-time continuum that is currently displaying on the screen of whatever device you happen to be watching this video on. Fuck you, Kwite Spranberry is what it reads, and it just hurts so much. God have mercy. But I have seen this meme around a bit. Kids these days are getting creative and shit. You know how sometimes you mince your words and you mix up the first syllables of two different words in a sentence on accident? Like instead of saying broken laptop, you'll say loken breath. Well, nowadays, kids are repurposing these fuck-ups into intentional funnies. The Sprite Cranberry is now a Kwite Spranberry, and the god himself, LeBron James, is Jabron Lames. The most notable example of this kind of ingenuity I've seen in popular application was on TikTok. A man took his homemade Kwite Spranberry remedy to school in a bottle and crudely but passionately labeled it as said drink. The best part was that it straight up looked like 2-day-old piss.
I'm Jabron Lames. You want a Kwite Cranberry?
So good. I'm half convinced that the drink actually was piss because of the face his friend made when he said it was good. It was a cross between the Donkey Kong face when Sakurai said,
"You'll notice that he and other fighters have expressive new facial animations."
But it's a cross between that and Pyrocynical's face in his face reveal where he declared his undying desire to clap Hillary Clinton's cheeks. Just like Ninja Clap Jess's r/Ninja Clapping Jess's cheeks. 100,000 views, 20k subs. It makes perfect sense. You have been visited by Jabron Lames. Accept his Sprite Cranberry for your thirst to be removed. I, for one, humbly accept the Sprite Cranberry. This is not gonna go well, is it? Let's open it and see how fucking bad. Ah! Sprite Cranberry. I love beverages. You just sit back here, okay? Of course, this Dr. Mario looking ass, SFT Productions, was out here making sure Squidward was getting indoctrinated into the whole Sprite Cranberry thing by making this atrocity of a meme.
Intensive. I'll bet they won't have... Wow, they have it!
Sprite Cranberry? The answer is clear.
This is just dancing on the grave of Steven Hillenburg. He deserved better than this. I did still laugh though, so I do respect it, especially since in the thumbnail you inverted the colors of the image and made it some kind of trippy ass reverse world. Moving away from Kwite Spranberry before it takes over the rest of the remaining parts of my mind and turns me into nothing but a mindless drone that starts digging its own grave, let's move back to Sprite Cranberry spelled the original way memes. Here we see literally Jesus himself, Etika, hanging out with his best mate who he loves very much, clear colored Sprite cranberry. You don't really realize that Sprite is clear because the outside of the bottles is usually like colored. I thought it was going to be red. Oh my god. Things didn't have to be like this, but they are now. That shit shows up on the first page of Google Images when you just type in Sprite cranberry. You don't even have to type in Etika or memes or anything else extra to get it. It's just that iconic. This piece one day randomly appeared in an art museum in Paris, France. No one's actually quite sure how it managed to get there, but also no one has removed it because A, they are too scared to touch it, and B, it's too well together and artistically meaningful to justify removing it. It's hanging where the Mona Lisa usually is on the Louvre, just to give you some perspective on its prestige. Leonardo, who? Ha! Stretch-faced LeBron Cranberry Man is the face of the arts now. To cap this video off, I think it's time for one last SpongeBob-related, Christmas-related, Sprite Cranberry-related, and in my opinion, generally wholesome meat. We got the fish juice dude, whatever the fuck, from SpongeBob just sharing his Sprite Cranberry and wishing us a happy holidays. I forgot to share this with y'all. Happy holidays. What a Sprite Cranberry. It's memes like this that really get me into the holiday spirit. The spirit of giving, corporate America, and getting into fistfights with people in the aisles of Walmart so I can get the last fucking Xbox One on the shelf. It's not getting gifted to anyone, it's only for myself, but you bet your ass your kid is gonna cry on Christmas Day before I let you come between me and whatever highly anticipated Xbox One exclusives are coming out next year or are already out. Couldn't name you any titles, I'm gonna be honest. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to drop a like, and if you're new, subscribe. Like I said earlier, I'm really trying to hit 500,000 subscribers before the end of the month, aka the end of the year. So if you enjoyed this video and you're new, it would be much appreciated if you subscribe. If you want to support the channel a little more directly, you can do so by clicking that join button next to the subscribe button and donating $5 a month to get things like custom badges and custom emotes. It's totally optional, but it helps out the channel and it is much appreciated. If you want to check out any of my merch, you can go to kwiteshop.com. The designs are slick. I have a podcast with Wild Spartans and FPS Diesel called Loudmouse. We upload 2 new episodes every week on Tuesdays and Saturdays, and we're up on iTunes, SoundCloud, and YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter at Kwite and on Instagram at Kwite.png. Links to both of those in the description below. And lastly, I also have a Discord server. Link to that in the description as well if you're interested. Anyways, this has been Kwite, and I'll see you guys next time.